We recently just got back on a travel shoot trip with two different locations, two different teams, two different scenarios, and you got it, two different camera setups. Our first setup was our dual Sony FX6 kit, built for speed, reliability, and long format work. And our second setup was our red Komodo X and Nikon ZR kit, built for maximum image quality and portability. Neither is better than the other, they're just built for different assignments. Let's get into it. Okay, before we even get into the cameras, let's talk about why carry-on matters. When you're traveling and your core camera gear stays with you, you have peace of mind, faster deployment, less risk of damage, and way fewer surprises. Check bags can get delayed, lost, and are handled rough. So our cameras, lenses, and media stay with us so we can just land, set up, and start shooting fast without any stress. Let's start with setup number one, our Sony FX6 kit. This setup is all about speed, reliability, and efficiency. And for a bigger camera, it's actually quite portable when you break it down. Well, why the FX6? Well, each is already fully kitted out. That means when we arrive, it's almost plug and play. Some of the biggest benefits though are super fast startup times. You can run these things forever on V-mount batteries. The file sizes are smaller, built-in variable NDs, excellent low light performance, onboard XLR audio, reliable autofocus, HDMI and SDI outputs, and all of which makes the FX6 very practical for longer and larger scale productions. Now the built-in variable ND is so clutch. We can go from inside to outside or changing light situations without changing filters. No slowing down, no messing with matte boxes. That flexibility is huge when you're working fast or in an unpredictable lighting situation. These smaller file sizes mean easier data management, faster backups, less stress in post. When you're recording interviews, documentaries, or live streams for hours, that really does matter. Now the built-in audio is probably one of the most underrated features of the FX6, the dual XLR inputs. We can send boom audio directly into the camera. That means cleaner sound, easier monitoring, and fewer external recorders to manage, especially helpful when you're working with the smaller run and gun crews. The FX6 also shines in long format multicam shoots. We can connect FX6s and other Sony cameras to one iPad for multicam viewing. Plus, with the HDMI and SDI outputs, we can run external monitors and patch into larger systems easily. You guys already know the legendary Sony low light performance at 12,800 ISO, and the FX6 has that. If we ever get stuck in a dark environment, it gives us a safety net. Now, good lighting still matters. High ISO doesn't just replace proper exposure, but it definitely gives us flexibility when conditions aren't ideal. So when do we use the FX6 setup? We typically use this setup for longer interviews, solo documentary work, multicam live sessions, corporate shoots, and music performances. Anywhere we need speed, reliability, strong audio, and very efficient data. Hey guys, I'm jumping in here real quick to remind y'all of something super cool. Before we get to the rest of the video, if you're a photographer or filmmaker doing real client work, we made something that's going to be super helpful called the Hybrid Creators Toolkit, and it's yours totally free. You get our client call checklist, hybrid shot checklist, editing folder structure, and delivery email templates. Basically the exact systems we use on every single gig. This is information collected and distilled from years of client work, tons of trial and error. Links are down below, grab it. No catch whatsoever. We just wanted to help y'all out, give back to the community, just so you guys make a few less mistakes than we did back in the day. All right, let's jump back in the video. Now let's get into our second setup, which is our red Komodo X and Nikon ZR kit. This setup is all about image quality and control. Now why red and Nikon? Well, when you need the best image quality possible, nothing beats red code raw. The color depth, dynamic range, and flexibility in post are on a totally different level. And surprisingly, the setup is even more compact than the FX6 kit. What Nikon has done to develop the new ZR camera with red code raw plays so well with the existing red camera ecosystem. This has made the Nikon ZR such a great companion to existing red cameras. Obviously, we can go with just two ZRs, but having the flexibility of a Komodo X as a main camera has its advantages. Some of the benefits are the built-in V-mount plate, SDI output for larger monitors, wireless control, and global shutter. We can send the feed to our phones or to monitors like the Portkeys BM5 wireless for easy viewing during setup. Add a mid-49 breakout box and you get dual XLR inputs. So even in a cinema style setup, we're not sacrificing professional audio. Now, one of the things about the Komodo X is its global shutter, which is huge for fast-moving subjects, quick panning, and action B-roll. You just don't get the rolling shutter artifacts like you would with other cameras. Now let's talk about the Nikon ZR, which is a hybrid beast. It's great for a B cam, it could be an A cam, no problem, B-roll, and photography, all in one body. The Z mount can be adapted to any lens system, and some adapters even have built-in variable NDs. The biggest win, we can switch to photos instantly without bringing a separate camera. Also, you can switch to vertical shooting if the project calls for it very easily, and the large 4-inch screen gives you so much visibility without having to rig up another external monitor. So when do we actually prefer this setup? Well, we use the Nikons and the Reds when we need the best image quality possible, when the setup needs to be ultra compact and slim, when we have time to take shorter, more calculated shots, when we're mixing lens systems, and we need photos on the spot. The trade-offs, of course, there are some downsides. The ZR battery life isn't great, and the smaller body can feel a little unstable with larger lenses. The low light on the Komodo X isn't amazing, and the Red RAW files are huge. Well, they have to be. They have so much information. But because the files are so large, the setup isn't really ideal for long interviews. It's better for shorter shoots with intentional, controlled shots. Now, how do we actually decide which setup to use, FX6 or the Nikon Reds? Well, it all depends on what the situation entails. If the clients need a long interview, multicam setup, studio setups, or live streams, then the FX6 becomes a great kit and makes more sense. But if the goal is to maximize image quality, short-form cinematic work, smaller crew, more moving around, and more controlled shooting, then the Red and Nikon is the better choice. Hey, at the end of the day, the different kits exist for different assignments. None of this is gospel. They're just tools to improve our workflow. What still really matters is great, strong pre-production work. It sets clear expectations, great communication, and understanding of what needs to be maximized for each project, so we pick the right gear. I'm just really grateful to have access to multiple systems, and even more grateful for the amazing creatives I collaborate with. Some crews specialize in long-form corporate work and run Sony systems, my Sony boys. Others live in the short film cinematic world and run Red and Nikon. Being able to move between these worlds makes every project even better. Hey, that's it for today, guys. If this video helped you think differently about your own camera setups, make sure to like it so it reaches more creators. Subscribe if you want more real-world breakdowns on gear, travel, and production workflows. Hey, feel free to drop us a comment below. Let us know what your setups you're rocking with and you're traveling with and what's worked for you in the past. Also, let us know what you'd like to see us cover next. We're always learning from the community and we want to give back. Your feedback helps shape what we make. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you on the next one. Peace.